is what I used to make a lot in my junior and sophomore year of college. It's just spinach, egg, and a tortilla. And sometimes I put hot sauce. Currently working on animating the hair, and there's like a bit of wind, but I think her hair is not like moving as smoothly as I'd like. So I think like these frames I need to redo at the end, or just adjust the bangs a bit. I worked a while on this one, so it's a little smoother. Whenever I read manga, I save a few panels that I like, so I thought I'd give you guys like one of these things I really liked was just like there's like a side character that they have in the manga, and they kind of reveal a lot in just this one panel where her room is actually super messy. Or I don't even know if it really like reveals a lot, but it kind of made me feel like I was a lot more connected with her character, since this was like something that felt kind of personal about her. So this made me something like I use in my writing. I really like when characters kind of like have this really like blank face, but their thoughts are like pretty, like there's a lot of character behind them. Like in this sense, she's very clearly like putting up a face, and I don't know, I feel like I've always really enjoyed when manga does that. I think like when I think about like writing a scene, I think a lot about like, oh, what is the literal thing that's happening? But I think Skip and Loafer does a really good job of kind of painting the manga to show all the thoughts that the character has. So like things that she wished happened, or things that she imagined is going to happen, are all kind of like shown in the manga, and it makes me really feel connected to like the main character. And so I definitely want to take that into consideration when making my manga.
So this is love. So this is love. So this song makes life divine. I'm all aglow, and now I know the key to a heaven is mine. My heart has wings, and I can fly.
I just put a sweet potato in the air fryer, and what's nice is that it takes a bit of time for it to cook, so it's like a bit of a timer for me to get some work done. And then I'll have a sweet potato as a reward. I just finished making a to-do list. These next 2 weekends I'm actually gonna be pretty busy, and I'll be going on vacation at the end of the month, so I want to get a lot of stuff done by then so I can properly rest. 3 of the main things I need to do this week are my 3D modeling for my game, some manga work, and then I want to finish the fan animation that I've been working on for Shea. I actually saw her earlier this week, we got dinner together. I actually showed her some work in progress for my animation, so now I really need to get it done. But yeah, I saw her this weekend and we got some dinner together. Got like curry. She got this like donburi bowl. I think it's Japanese fusion. We just did a bit of work together. I showed her my manga draft and I asked her for some advice because honestly I've been a little bit like, should I actually make a new account? And she brought up a good point, which is that like people will probably be able to recognize my art style. So right now I'm actually like thinking about like how much of my art style I should be using on my manga. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be working on my 3D modeling, my manga, and my animation. Yeah. My sweet potato is done. I made some cocoa butter to eat with it. It's like basically a sweet potato sandwich. I have this pin open for reference on how I want to paint this lantern, but it's basically, there's some hard surfaces and then some lighter surfaces. This is a reference of what it looks like in real life. I already added some layers of like some procedural textures. Now I'm gonna go in with a brush and hand paint in the rest of the textures and see what that looks like. So I finished modeling a stool and then I'm working on texturing the booth now. I actually took a screenshot of my blender because I wasn't sure what colors to use for the booth. I just put it into Photoshop and I kind of liked this very muted vibe. I think the brown booth will allow like more props to like pop out, so like the lantern kind of pops out here. Probably the table will be a little lighter, but yeah, I think like overall the cafe itself will be pretty brown, and then more of the props will be like a bit more colorful. I think next I'm gonna work also on modeling a lamp, and I actually quite like the lamps here in this reference photo, but I think that I like this more because each of these lamps is actually kind of different from one another, and I feel like it gives kind of like a human touch. So even though I'll have to like model different lamps, I think it will end up making the cafe a lot more like lived in. But yeah, here's kind of progress on the cafe. I need to add walls so that in the game it can be a lot more accurate lighting wise. But yeah, so earlier I made this stool and now I'm working on texturing it in Substance Painter. These are the base colors and I'm going to work on like painterly textures. Just reading some Spy Family and then I'll work a bit on my manga. Currently I'm on chapter 99. Afterwards I'm going to read this book my friend recommended to me. It's called The Rain of Teardrops. and Serenade. Oh yeah, I did finish the booth, and that's what it looks like right now. I don't like that they all look the same. Obviously it's the same texture on the booths. So maybe what some games do is they make different textures for different booths. I don't even know. But I'll probably work on texturing more of the environment before I actually start like improving things. Like I think I just wanted to like be all colored before I go back in and like improve stuff.
My name is Emil Sliegers. I have been an environment and material artist for about 8 years now, and I will...
Hi guys. I just finished importing some objects into my game, and I'm currently working on making some materials for the walls and the floor. I'm currently following this class on Skillshare. So I'm trying to make a seamless texture for this floor.
A bit of extra height in our final render, just to make it look extra nice compared to just relying on a normal map. So what do we see here? Okay, so the tiles, they are very straightforward. They are trying to kind of get the same effect. So you can just use your slider. And let's start with 0.02 over here in our value. And I'm just going by feel over here. You want to make sure that they are everywhere. They just keep going and going and going. But in real life, don't, even though it might be tempting, just don't. So we got these damages over. Now in this case, the way that we are going to do it is we have over here our mask, which is our...
Everything except the base color and roughness, but it already looks quite good, which is really exciting. Okay, I just finished class, and this is the final material, which I'm going to put into my Blender project. Okay guys, so I just finished importing the material into Blender, and I'm really excited because I feel like the material looks good even though it's like realistic. I can actually like make a lot of adjustments just from like adjusting the scale. So like if I made these smaller, then like the tiles, they become thinner. It's just so cool. Like, I still need to make the material stylized, but I am pretty happy with the way it looks. But yeah, I did want to take some time to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you guys haven't heard of Skillshare before, it's an online learning platform with thousands of classes in illustration, writing, animation, and more. You can learn at your own pace, and everything's taught by people who actually work in the field. This class I took in particular is by Fast Track Tutorials, but I also watched another class I recommend I took recently by Harry Helps. But yeah, if you guys wanted to try it yourselves, the first 500 people who sign up using the link in my description or the QR code on my screen actually get a 20% off their first year of Skillshare. There's also a 7-day free trial and a 30-day money-back guarantee, so it's a really low-risk way of trying something new. If you guys have been meaning to try Blender or learn something creative, it's a really great way to get started today. Hi guys, it's currently 2 p.m. and it's the next day, but it's really hot outside, so I'm just staying in today, and I'm gonna stylize the texture that I made yesterday. I really want to get to a point where I can kind of just like breeze through a lot of my 3D environments. I don't know, it's kind of interesting because I'm kind of like itching to do this. Yesterday at work I was just thinking about textures all day. It was kind of silly. Also, every time that I film an update, I have to turn off my AC because it's pretty loud and it gets super hot. So these updates are going to be pretty short, but yeah, update number 1. Okay guys, here's my update. I made multiple different tiles and I put it into this tile sampler here, and this is what it looks like so far. And you can kind of see some differences. I think I'm gonna keep making adjustments, but this is kind of like what it's looking like so far. Just some tiles. Okay guys, I've been working on the base color. Here's what my nodes look like. It's literally so crazy. I built like a little brush here, and then I hooked up textures, and I tried some different gradient maps, and now I'm building out the little crevices, or like I'm not building out the crevices. I'm basically trying to color out the crevices. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. I actually feel like it looks better on camera because for whatever reason the camera's picking up the contrast a bit better. It's probably more accurate if it's on like a cube. But yeah, because this is just the ground, so it's probably gonna look like this, and you're just gonna walk on it. Okay guys, I'm really happy with this progress. I'm still gonna keep going, but it's really starting to look like a ground. Earlier I was thinking it was looking a little bit like too clean, but now it's really looking like tiles on the ground, you know, that you like walk on. The only thing I'm worried about is that it won't look good like repeated, but we will have to see, because like when you look at the pattern in Substance Designer, it kind of does not repeat that well. Eek! Whatever. It's okay. I can make adjustments really easily because it's all nodes. Okay guys, so I haven't finished my texture, but I put it in Blender just to see what it would look like. And I think I need to work on it quite a bit because, well, first off, the height is like too extreme, and so like a lot of this crevice is like really noticeable from far away, and so it's just really like jarring, I think, to look at because there's just so much detail. Like when you look at like a Studio Ghibli background, normally the ground is not this detailed. What's important is kind of like the contrast of detail. So the ground being so detailed is just like really jarring, I think. Yeah, especially like here you can really see the lines. It's okay. I'm still excited. I feel like I just need to keep working on it. In general, this material is something I can reuse in a lot of different areas, so I'm pretty happy. It's 9 p.m. now, and so I will take a break. I've been working for 7 hours.